Today we will be studying about the origin and insertions of the gluteus maximus. Before studying the origin and insertions of the gluteus maximus, we should know some bone landmarks. So the line over here, this is known as inferior gluteal line. This right here is known as anterior gluteal line, and this right over here is known as posterior gluteal line. This the view we are seeing is the posterior view of the ilium or the pelvic region. So this bone right over here is sacrum and this is coccyx, and this roughened area is known as scial tuberosity, and this bone right here is femur, and here you can see a rough region. This is known as gluteal tuberosity. Similarly, a muscle runs lateral to it with its fibrous attachment, that is known as iliotibial tract over here. So in between the posterior gluteal line and anterior gluteal line, there lies a muscle known as gluteus medius, and gluteus medius is covered by a fascia over here. Now one last structure we need to know is a ligament runs this kind of manner over here. This ligament is known as sacrotuberous ligament. Now we are good to go to study the origin and insertions of gluteus maximus. So gluteus maximus covers this whole entire area, and if we remember this in sequence, it will be easy for us to recall in future. So the first thing we need to remember is that this was the posterior gluteal line. So gluteus maximus takes origin from the gluteal surface, that is this surface which we are viewing of the ilium. Gluteal surface behind the posterior gluteal line, which is this area, and here outer leaf of the iliac crest, which is this area. Again I am highlighting it, and the other part is the fascia covering the gluteus medius. So till now we have done only three, that is the fascia covering the gluteus medius, gluteal surface behind the posterior gluteal line, which is this area, and another area which is the outer lip of the iliac crest, which is this area. Then the other area is the dorsal surface of the sacrotuberous ligament, which is this area, dorsal surface of the sacrotuberous ligament. Similarly, dorsal surface of the sacrum, lateral margin of the coccyx, which is this area, and there runs a muscle over here, so their fascia. So we have two muscular fascia origin, two origin sites from the ilium, and one from the sacrotuberous ligament, and two from the coccyx. So let's summarize them all. The first one is fascia covering gluteus medius. Second one is gluteal surface behind posterior gluteal line, outer lip of iliac crest, and posterior gluteal line itself. So these are all the four that comes from the ilium. Then another one is dorsal surface of sacrotuberous ligament, and similarly dorsal surface of sacrum, lateral margin of coccyx, and at last fascia covering erector spinae muscles. So these are all the origin points of gluteus maximus. Similarly, for the insertions, as I have already mentioned, this area that I am highlighting in red is known as gluteal tuberosity. So gluteus maximus runs from here like this and gets inserted into these two areas. One is the gluteal tuberosity and another one is the iliotibial tract, which lies over here. So this is our iliotibial tract. So for the insertions, majority of the muscle, that is 3/4 of the muscle, is inserted into iliotibial tract, and 1/4 of the muscle is inserted into gluteal tuberosity. Again, gluteal tuberosity is a part of femur. So this is all about the origin and insertions of gluteus maximus.